Josh and Alex bring the fire, no doubt. Fun facts roaring, making headlines shout. Sports pro wrestling with a punch and a spin. Warrior fuel coursing through their skin. Headlines screaming hot off the press. Facts and figures they never second guess. Cutting through the noise, sharp as a knife. Slash tracks news, it's more than just life. Slash tracks coming at you full speed, no brakes. Horror in action, they're raising the stakes. Jumping Jeff says, yup, you don't wanna miss. Tony laughs hard, this is pure bliss. Slash tracks ready, set, let's go.
Good afternoon and welcome to episode number 8 of Slash Trax Action News Express-ish.
Who's counting? Who's counting?
I am, and I'm Alex Vanover.
And I'm Josh LaRue.
Josh, you're back in the studio. You were on assignment last week. You were back with me last Saturday for Pee-wee's Playhouse, but where were you? What assignment were you on last week?
I was signing a new person to our new Action News team, a new person to be out on the field for us, like Jumpin' Jeff and Tony. And looks like we've got him signed, so he'll be showing up soon. His name is Motley Cruz. Jumpin' Jeff's not happy about Motley Cruz being on the team, but he'll have to get used to it.
Wait a minute. Jumpin' Jeff, are you upset that Josh went out on assignment and signed Motley Cruz to the Slash Trax News Network?
Yep.
Short and sweet.
Yeah.
Tony the Spider, why is Jumpin' Jeff so upset about this? I really don't get it. And all he's saying is that he's upset. Yep. Do you know why he would be so upset about Motley Cruz coming to work for us?
Here's Tony the Spider. If you people only knew.
I'm not even going to comment. Okay, fine. But yes, Motley Cruz is on his way.
The three horsemen of the apocalypse of the Slash Trax Network apocalypse. I'm so flabbergasted by your huge signing. I can't even pronounce our show's name anymore.
We'll have to do like a mini if Jumpin' Jeff and Motley Cruz ever tie up in a fight, and we happen to have the footage of it, which we probably will in the future. We should do like a little mini commentary on it in the future if they lock heads. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, like we could be I'll be the heel announcer, you could be the babyface announcer. Hey Josh, do you want to get into two nice comments to start the show? All right, first nice comment, and this is in regards to Slash Trax Saturday mornings, Pee-wee's Playhouse, Rainy Day, which you can watch right here on the channel. It's available. It dropped last Saturday. So the comment goes as follows, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
The entire episode was great. The fun facts, the commercials, the discussion, the ratings, the tree demons. Also, thanks for not saying HH's name this time. Good call. That's Porky Ronson 6233, and a good friend of the channel left that comment for us. Pretty solid comment.
I think I remember seeing that name before. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Corky. Yeah, great comment. Makes you feel pretty good about the hard work we put in, all the stuff we do, and the entertainment and value we bring to people's lives.
Yeah.
Corky
left one before, didn't he? He's been on the show before.
I
remember saying Corky Romano or something. So
I'm pretty sure Corky's left a comment before a time or two. Thank you, Corky.
Yeah, thank you.
Now this is going to be, I think, the first time Uber fan of the Slash Trax Network has made nice comment. This is from our friend Molly Kins 85, and she has taken the mantle, I think, as the number one slashaholic.
That's actually James Acosta, the author of Murder Report that I'm narrating on the main channel. That's who that is, James Acosta. That's his wife's account. Yeah.
Oh, it's his wife's account? Okay. Well, James Acosta, yes. Something to listen to at work once more. You and Alex are absolutely killing it.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah, so super fan James Acosta, aka Molly Kins, aka Motley Cruz. Major comment. Nice comment. Josh, let's celebrate that wonderful comment from the author of Murder Report. Let's go to our show's sponsor. And today, the show's sponsor is brought to you by the How to Drink Alcohol Properly Association of America.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Into the glass, throw it out, because you want to get rid of any odors that are perhaps on the lip of the glass. Swirl it around, bring it up and say, hello. Then you go back to it. How are you? And then go back to it. Quite well. Thank you very much. Now remember, get into it. Don't go like this. None of this stuff. You want to get right into it to make sure that you're actually examining every part of that whiskey. How do you taste it? Don't knock it back like a cowboy. Take the water, but don't just pick up a jug like this. What you need to do is to pick up a jug with your finger in the water. Why? Because you want to test it. Why do you want to test it? Because many barmen, unfortunately, stick their jug under a hot tap by mistake, and therefore, this is what ruins whiskey. 6 times I've now ruined my whiskey. 6 times. Twice in America, once in France, once in Stockholm, and twice in England. So, you take the still water, you put it into the whiskey, reduce it down to 35% alcohol. 35% alcohol is the ideal strength for really bringing out the whiskey in the palate. Put it in the mouth. And then let it go down. Absolutely fantastic. If in fact I hadn't added sufficient water, what would happen?
So like sideways, like I'm not gonna mess with that right now.
You have to put your nose. The nose thing got me, man. That is so funny. And he says, what does he say? He's all, give it a little, how's your father? Or whatever he says. I don't know what he says. It's great. Can you imagine if that guy came into your bar and you were bartending and he started behaving like that?
Oh my God. Oh my God. You're hired. I'd hire him.
It a lot for me to put up with this crap. Josh, let's break out the fun facts.
Let's do it.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I want a little more enthusiasm.
Well, there's a delay. There's a delay.
Okay. We got to have Motley Cruz work on the delay and some of the audio we have, some of the feedback issues.
Yeah.
I heard he's a technician.
Well, he's a technician in the ring, but maybe that branches out to being a technician. We'll see. We'll see.
I thought we were hiring him because he was an audio technician.
No, he did say technician on the application, but once we hired him, he said it was ring technician.
Okay.
Equal up, we can't fire him now. So.
Well, we'll just have to see if Jumpin' Jeff can verify that Motley Cruz is in fact a ring technician.
All right.
In 2018, Saudi Arabia lifted a 35-year ban on movie theaters. The very first film to be publicly screened in Saudi Arabia after the ban was the Emoji Movie.
And it's banned again. People walked out and said, "That's it."
Well, that's enough of that. That was
The
fun.
hype- The hype was way too big on this whole movie theater thing. Never mind.
Yeah, we've rethought this whole movie theater thing, and after the screening of Emoji Movie, they just like on the newspaper, Saudi Arabia Times, it's just an emoji of a thumbs down and the poop emoji.
And somebody talks them into opening it back up. I'll tell you what, I'm going to make everybody love the cinema again. I've dusted off a 1991 classic. It's Suburban Commando. Come on, everybody. You're going to love it. And yeah.
Shep Ramsey, he should have been nominated for an Academy Award that year. I really believe that to this day.
He actually would have been, but he was asleep when they called.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had been out picking up his kids and he just didn't get the phone call to accept the nomination, or else he probably would have won, honestly.
I was surprised, Christopher Lloyd in that movie Suburban Commando, for what that movie is. Christopher Lloyd gave his all in that film. He was going for it.
Yes.
He knew what the script was. He knew his co-star was the Hulkster, and he was doing his level best. to bring that movie up to Back to the Future standards. Because at that point, Christopher Lloyd was only like 5-6 years removed from the first Back to the Future.
Right? Just 1 year removed from the part 2 and 3.
How did that happen? How did he go from that to that?
I know. And then he did like Dennis the Menace 2 years later, which was really good. I love
Which played Sam.
I love it. You know, who really deserved an Academy Award was Mean Mark Callis, because you guys are going to be in so much trouble. The Undertaker.
You got me, brother. You got me, brother. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, in the movie where he tells him it's over.
No, when they wrestled each other at Tuesday in Texas.
Oh yes, and he's like, "Oh my head," and like,
yeah, and he said that he spiked him on the mat, and Shane McMahon backstage is like, "Dude, your head was 3 feet off the ground. Hogan's working you," and Hogan had said something like in the back, like right in front of Undertaker, like he's lying down in the back room, and he's like, "Somebody, Vince, get my wife and kids on the phone." Right. I can see the light.
Well, they say Taker for 2 years had no idea that he hadn't hurt Hogan. And it took like 2 years after it, he finally saw the footage. And that's whenever he was like, really? So I think that changed their relationship. But they were pretty tight before that. So
2 years. I thought that it was right after, like, they got the tape footage like after the pay-per-view.
Like it took him 2 years to watch it. I guess they were wrestling so much they didn't really have time to stop and watch every show they did.
Hogan just couldn't keep track of all of his lies. He's like, God, brother, I hope that Undertaker doesn't have eyeballs and can actually see the footage.
Well, why would he have started then? I mean, to this day, he says stuff, and all you got to do is have a pair of eyeballs and a pair of ears, and you can look it up at some fingers to type, and you can pretty much prove everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie, like some other people. But it's crazy. He lies right to people's faces.
Well, let's put a pin in this Hulk Hogan stuff, because we actually have more Hulk Hogan stuff. Slashaholics, believe it or not, Josh and I will be covering more Hulk Hogan later on in this episode. Josh, second fun fact of the show, brother.
Yes, brother.
All right, March 6th, 1990, an SR-71 Blackbird flew from LA to Washington, D.C. in 64 minutes at an average speed of 2,124 miles per hour. So they set a record.
Wow.
It's pretty fast.
That is pretty fast. Like,
Really?
You think when that pilot was growing up, like he knew that day was coming, that was going to be his thing?
No, I don't know anything about that, but I did do some research because I wanted to find out what prompted this flight and why it was going so fast. And what I had read was a young Kim Kardashian had heard about a really fun restaurant in Washington, D.C.
That checks out.
She wanted to fly there that day and check out this new spot. So
that checks out.
Yeah. Did you know that Kim Kardashian, there's a fun fact about her that like she has flown her private jet to like Europe because she just really wanted like gelato that day, like authentic gelato.
That sounds right, but I got a question for you.
Okay.
Yeah, let's say that I was filthy rich, had a really nice butt or whatever, and I was rich because of it, and or I, screwed over everybody around me my whole life in a certain career that's athletic.
Or you made a SEX tape with Ray J.
Yeah. And I'm rich. And all of a sudden I found out there's high C ecto cooler, but it's only in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would probably get on my jet and fly to Australia immediately for the ecto cooler. And I'm sure you would do it for, I don't know, some energy drink or
Surge, dude.
Surge. Yes, Surge.
Surge. I also am a big fan of Mountain Dew Livewire. Really like that.
Didn't you like Pepsi Blue?
No, I wasn't a Pepsi Blue guy, but I was a Surge, Crystal Clear Pepsi.
Yes.
I used to really like that Mountain Dew flavor that was like Mountain Dew Zero. It was like pink. It was out like 2020 to 2023. It's not around anymore.
Is Squirt any good? I've never had Squirt.
You've never had a squirt?
Never had a squirt.
Squirt is really good. It's really refreshing. Squirt is a really good mixer for alcohol.
Okay. Okay.
Squirt's a good drink. I just had a Fresca for the first time the other day. And Fresca is 0 calories, and it might have been Fresca Zero. I don't know if it's normally 0 calories, but the can threw me off because my mom used to drink them in the 80s, and the empties were always mixed with her Ham's beer cans. So I just in my 8-year-old mind, I was like, oh, Fresca reminds me of dirty old stale empty beer cans.
That reminds me of Always Sunny. There's an episode where they go on a Christian cruise, and they try to take alcohol on because there's no alcohol sold there, and they get caught and all their alcohol's taken away. And they find some orange juice, and they're like, here, have some orange juice. They're like, oh, what? Why are they serving mixer for? They're such alcoholics, they see orange juice and it's just a mixer.
Oh,
They think they're just serving mixer. Not that it's an orange, a drink everybody drinks. It's just
dude, can I tell you a personal story real quick? And I don't normally share this kind of stuff, but
yes, listeners, please cover your ears for just a moment. This is personal. Go ahead.
well, you're talking about mixers. My brother sent me a photo of my dad, and my dad is he's going through it with drinking. And he did this photo of my dad, and he's sitting in this lawn chair, and he's got one shoe on, and next to him is an empty bottle of orange juice, so an empty bottle of mixer, and then 3 pints of the cheapest vodka, Fleischmann's. And it's a sad, happy photo at the same time, because no shoe, doesn't look like my dad's showered in a week, empty bottles of mixer and booze all over the place. You would think the normal person would be like, man, Alex's dad looks rough. But if you look at my dad closely, he's having the time of his life.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. You should send that picture to Fleischmann's, because they might pride themselves on being the cheapest, easily excessive vodka or whatever, they go into, all right, folks, another year. We got to stay on top of being the nastiest, cheapest, bottomest shelf vodka.
Rot gut bullshit vodka of all time.
People need our rot gut product, folks. It's the Fleischmann seal of quality. Of
the Fleischmann's family promise.
I want to see the boardroom.
The Fleischmann family made this promise and oath to our customers over 200 years ago that if you wanted to get blasted in the middle of the day on a Tuesday
for $3
for $3 or less, you would have that right as an American. And damn it, we're going to keep that promise. They are like the Costco hot dog of cheap booze. They're never going to change their price. If you want to get effed up, go to Fleischmann's. You want a decent hot dog for $1, go to Costco.
They're getting mad too. They're like, someone's moving in on our cheap, crappy alcohol product. We gotta put a stop to it. And they're the ones that have going to wrestling events and getting everybody to boo when he comes out. Hogan, Real American Beer's trying to take our spot as the lowest quality alcoholic crap in the world. We got to stop it. So they've been causing all the shit that's happened. They went to one of his events, and when nobody was looking, they took a beer and hit somebody in the head with it.
Yeah, they're trying to sabotage the Hulkster.
It's Fleischmann because he's moving in on being the lowest, cruddiest alcohol in the world.
It's amazing that Fleischmann is such a huge company when all of their customers pay for the product in change. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? That is a lot of change. The Fleischmann's as a company nationwide has to go to their local bank with penny rolls, dime rolls, quarter rolls.
This has been the /Trax business corner right there. Reporting on
they have to utilize the coin star at every local Walmart. It's actually Fleischmann company.
Yep, they have to. That's how they take care of their payroll.
Yeah, their
pennies and nickels.
Their earnings sheet is submitted on Coinstar letterhead.
Yep.
Oh my God. All right, Josh. Now that we've discussed Hulk Hogan again and Fleischmann's and my dad's drinking
I'm
habits,
sorry, I did not mean to go there, but it was just too perfect that they're the ones that have infiltrated and trying to take down the company before they're replaced. It's the lowest quality alcohol to get you.
they're like, we can't have that. We cannot have that. We've got to stop Hulk Hogan at all costs.
Oh God.
You know what? This is a great segue because Josh and I have a new segment. It's called /Trax Parenting 101.
Yes.
And this is how you should parent. And this is proper parenting etiquette. If you've had a few belts after work and your child wants you to help them put together a toy. Josh, let's go to that tutorial.
And this is brought to you by Fleischmann's, not the company, just their product.
Yeah.
Dad, can you fix this?
Sure, buddy. Go to bed. Now!
Are you sure your drinking isn't hurting anyone? Something to think about from the Ontario Ministry of Health.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
Is that how you helped Anthony put toys together back in the day?
Well, right now I'm just trying to do the show, do the microphone, and
Yeah.
damn it, Alex,
Go to your room.
go to your room, man. I can't. The microphone's being a damn Hulkster here. What the hell? Stop it.
Go to Hulkster's a cuss word now. You know, you're a real piece of Hogan. You know that?
I'll be right back. I got to go take a Hollywood Hulk and wipe my Hogan.
Man, I've been in the bathroom forever, man. It's almost like NWO for life in there. I just cannot get off the Hulkster.
I dropped about a dozen Hulkamaniacs in there. It was bad.
Oh, that is the worst smelling Hogan I've ever taken in my life.
Not while I'm drinking, dude. Oh God, that
I
hurt.
think that Hogan and Fleischmann's should cross brand together and start a new company. What would their first three flavors? What would the first three flavors of Hulk Hogan and Fleischmann's vodka be, Josh?
Real. Let's see here. We already got Real American, so American made. The Creative Control.
Yeah. Creative Control Cherry.
Creative Control Cherry.
Can I do one?
Yeah.
That doesn't work for me, Brother Berry.
That doesn't work for me, Blueberry.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me, Blueberry.
Oh, let's see
The
here.
third one.
Beer to the Head Hydro Splash. Let's see here. Leg Drop Lemon.
Yeah. Big boot, Blueberry. Back surgery, Strawberry.
Power slammed Andre 3 days before he died.
I just watched WWE Network has a new thing on YouTube called like WWE Vault.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
Yeah, they've been releasing stuff from our childhood for free to watch. And last night I came across Ultimate Warrior versus Andre the Giant from a Saturday night's main event match. Probably not the most technically sound match I've ever seen in my life, but probably the most entertained I've been by 10 minutes of in-ring action in the last like 3 years.
Did Andre get tied up in the ropes at some point?
Yeah, for sure. Like
that was his big. That was to keep him on, give him a rest spot. That spot he did it in like every match towards the end.
That was good. I like that he did that, but Ultimate Warrior didn't give him any time to rest. He just Warrior hits the ropes, immediately goes for a clothesline while Andre's tied into the ropes. Warrior could not read the room, dude.
There's a story that he was really stiff with Andre, and one night at a house show, whenever he was being real stiff, he hit the ropes and came in for a shoulder block on Andre, and Andre just put his fist out in front of him.
Yeah.
And just knocked his like rung his bell.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see that footage, but apparently it was a house show.
Yeah. Practice paint, dizzied him.
I was watching a Sergeant Slaughter hacksaw match not too long ago. I think it was at SummerSlam or something like that. I gotta find it because during the match, Sergeant Slaughter blades, or maybe it's Hacksaw. One of them blades. I think it's Slaughter, and you can see the referee give the blade to Slaughter, and then Slaughter give it back to the referee when he's done.
Really?
Yes, it's like so blatant. It's almost like that Raw back in like 06 when Triple H is like on the ground like cutting, and he looks up and the camera's like right there, and he's like, that really happened. That was great.
Hey Josh, let's go. Speaking of Slaughter versus Duggan versus a razor blade versus the camera, let's move into who would win.
Okay. All right.
So fan of the channel wrote into /Trax2020@gmail.com, ask us, Alex, Josh, who would win, the Joker or the Punisher?
It depends on which Joker we're talking about.
Joker
video.
Joker.
You remember that Joker I showed you from that Justice League the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League, where it's like Alan Cummings almost Joker. It was like really bad. He would definitely lose, but I think somebody like Heath Ledger Joker, which is all chaos and everything, he would win just because I think he would throw the Punisher off. I mean, the Punisher's chaos as well, but on a different level. He would probably use the Punisher's attitude against him in some way, because the Punisher still has a human side there, human connection. He would use that. But like Jared Leto's or something, he's gone. He's gone. So it's iffy for me. It's iffy for me.
Punisher is well known for using weapons, and he's a mercenary, and he kills. He's not like Batman. Punisher, though, if we're talking Dark Knight, Heath Ledger, no contest. Heath Ledger wins. That Joker wins in a landslide. I think it would be a closer match if it was like Cesar Romero's from Batman '66.
Cesar Romero walks in, to fight the Punisher, and like throws something at him, and like orange and purple smoke comes up, and the Punisher's like, "The fuck is that?"
Yeah, exactly.
It's him right in the mustache.
Yes, you just stole my joke.
I'm sorry.
I'm the Joker. I have a mustache, Batman. I'm crazy. He told part of his stipulation, Cesar Romero's stipulation, to do that role, because he had done a lot of like dramatic stuff, like big stuff. He refused to shave his mustache. He would not change for the character.
There's an animated, 2 animated movies that were made before Adam West passed away, called Batman: Return of the Caped Crusaders and Batman versus Two-Face, and it's like animated 1966 Batman. It was a way to bring back Adam West and Burt Ward as Batman and Robin. I think we've talked about them before.
Definitely.
You've seen them, right?
I've seen clips of them. I haven't seen them all. No,
they're really good. Anyways, the Joker, Cesar Romero's Joker, is represented in them, and I'll be damned if the animation didn't include like where it looks like he's got a mustache under his paint. So,
are you serious?
Good job with the animation there.
Are you serious? You're not teasing me right now?
No, I really caught that. That was great.
That's phenomenal. That's great. My answer to this question is Joker. I say Joker. Every iteration of Punisher I've ever seen, I never actually saw the one on Netflix. Dolph Lundgren's version, the 1990 Punisher movie, he's going down. Thomas Jane, his version against John Travolta, he's going down. I'm saying Joker. Joker's too crazy. He has no rules.
Lego Joker comes into the, Lego Joker's entered the chat, and he gets shot, busted apart, puts himself back together over and over, and Punisher just runs out of ammo. But no, I'm going with the Joker. Joker. Yeah.
Slashaholics, who wins, Joker or Punisher? Leave your comments down below. And if you give us a good enough argument, maybe we'll include your answer in the next episode of /Trax Action News. So leave a good comment. Josh, let's get into our next new, well, actually, it's not even a new topic. /Trax Focus on Fitness. We got a new gentleman, and he's going to try to bring a whole new style of exercise to the channel, and we want to showcase and highlight him.
Let's do it.
All right.
Hi, this is David Liebehart. If you want to stay healthy, young, and positive and outgoing, you need to take exercise. Back and forth, to stretch the arms out. Is this what I do with this? Oh my goodness. This is called the jelly bean thing. You want to, this is good for the jelly bean. Oh my God. You'll be young if you eat right, think right, and do right. Thanks for being a part of the video.
Josh, do you feel like that video is going to help you in your fitness journey in the future?
I feel like that would be me trying to go into a gym and trying to figure some things out. I haven't been in the gym in a long time, sadly, because of my back and knee injury. But back in the day, I knew all the lingo and stuff, but it changes so much and all these new products and stuff. I'd probably be that guy with my arms through the thigh master, you know. Yeah.
Suzanne Summers is rolling over in her grave after seeing that clip.
Oh, by the way, we do actually have Motley Crue standing by, and you know, I wanted to ask him real quick, just so we can say hi to everybody, what he thinks of Jumpin' Jeff and Tony the Spider, especially how Tony the Spider never gives a straight answer. You know, I hope Motley Crue is going to be a little better when we talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah, Motley, why don't you tell Tony how you feel about how he never gives a straight answer?
It'll never happen again, brother. You walk that line with me one more time. You make me so mad I want to spit.
All right. Wow. I didn't know you took it that personal, but what's that? Okay. Motley Crue has turned down the apprenticeship here. You know, he's not gonna be an intern after all. So we'll go with our backup. Next week you'll get to meet Richie Rouge. Richie Rouge. That'll be fun.
Wow. Breaking news on /Trax Action News. All the time. Breaking news as we're breaking news. Unbelievable.
I don't know if he was saying he was mad at Tony or us, but he just ripped his shirt off, threw it on the ground, and just stormed off. So,
well, we don't want a guy with that attitude.
No. I don't want him spitting everywhere every time he's mad. That's just weird.
No, we can't have a man like that.
Anybody ever made you so mad you wanted to spit before? Because that seems strange to me.
No, I've never. No. Maybe hit him. Maybe so mad I want to smack him across the face or something. Speaking of smacking people across the face, let's go into sports and let's talk real quick about the passing of my sports hero, George Foreman. Josh, two-time heavyweight champion of the world, George Foreman passed away this week at age 76. This is now no punchline here, not trying to be funny.
No.
I used to weigh like 358 pounds and I lost like 154 pounds, and it took a lot of work and it took a lot of showing up every day for myself, and a lot of that's not easy, and a lot of it's not fun. It's repetitive. It's the same thing over and over again. But one of the things I'd listen to in my earbuds was the George Foreman Beyond the Glory documentary. I'd watch a lot of George Foreman interviews, or not watch him. I just listened to him. It was like super inspirational. His whole life he was a major underdog, and he is and still has the record for being the oldest heavyweight champion of the world at age 45. He lost to Muhammad Ali. He lost his title at the Rumble in the Jungle when he was like, 2 decades, 2 decades prior to winning it back in 1994. He wore the same shorts he lost to Muhammad Ali in when he beat Michael Moore for the title and regained his title 2 decades later. Wore the same shorts. Super inspirational guy, super nice guy. Took the time out of his day to talk to fans on Twitter. I have multiple screenshots of him talking to me, giving me tips and advice on how to exercise. Didn't have to do that. George Foreman was a wonderful person, and his loss is a great loss, not just for his family and for boxing, but just for the world. He gave back wherever he went, specifically in Houston, where he was from. He had a youth like a complex, like a youth facility for underprivileged kids. So if they wanted to go and play sports or have a meal or do something fun after school and be safe, it was all taken care of and paid for by George Foreman.
Yep.
And he's a great man, and he's definitely going to be missed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a sad deal. I was surprised to see that he had passed because there was nothing saying that he was sick. Maybe he was fighting an illness secretly or something.
Yeah, a lot of celebrities have done that, not said anything.
Yeah.
Pee-wee was one of them. Norm
Pee-wee.
Macdonald was one of them.
Black Panther. The guy who played Black Panther.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Chadwick Boseman.
Yes, there you go.
Sorry,
and also this one I think would even make George smile a little bit. Thanks to George, we didn't end up with the HH grill because he beat
the George Foreman grill.
Yeah, we got the George Foreman grill, not the HH grill, because he picked up the phone when the other guy didn't. But no.
Yeah, Hogan. I don't want to go into Hogan before we get into wrestling.
Yeah.
But Hogan, one of his great lies is he claims that he didn't pick up the phone quick enough, and George beat him to selecting the George Foreman grill before him. So he got the Hulk Hogan's Thunder Mixer. So,
but no, for real, George was a national treasure. And
yeah, great man. An example for a lot of people to try to aspire and be like. So, but like, there's very few people in this world like that.
Yeah.
Just if they say something, they mean it, and if they're gonna do something, they're gonna do it. I mean, he had the work ethic like nobody I've ever seen. It's just incredible. Like the only person that had a work ethic even close to him, probably Jumpin' Jeff.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, around the studio, Jumpin' Jeff is super helpful.
Well, not Motley Cruz, I can tell you that. That guy didn't even last one day here.
We hadn't even printed his name tag yet.
I know we asked him one question, and I just did that because I saw him standing over here. He had coffee and stuff for me for when we end.
Yeah,
and I guess I put him on the spot, but
some people are made for the spotlight, and some people are not. And Motley Cruz took care of him. He took out the trash himself.
Yep. So yeah. I think Richie Rouge is gonna do better. I hope. But yeah,
I hope so. You built up Motley Cruz too. Last sports story of the episode. This is just a fun fact. The Chicago White Sox have had 6 pitchers need Tommy John surgery already since the start of spring training this year.
Wow.
That's 6 Tommy John surgeries in less than 1 month.
Is that like the Tommy knockers? Like
no. Tommy John surgery is like basically when you blow your arm out.
Jeez. Okay.
And they reattach a ligament from another part of your body and put it on your shoulder.
Oh wow. It sounds like they've got that rookie of the year disorder going on or something. They're all.
It's in Chicago too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, something in the water. Josh, let's go to Josh's new. Josh has been doing an investigative segment piece.
Oh, sorry.
He's been doing an investigative piece for the Trax Network. Josh has been going to local faith healers all around the world, and he was just recently at a Benny Hinn revival, and Josh has the footage. Josh helped bust Benny Hinn, and it's called Josh's Busted Big Time.
There it is.
Josh, can we go to the new segment, please?
Yes, it's great.
Jesus is still in the healing business. There's 1, 2, 3.
Nobody gets the faithful out of their wheelchairs these days any faster than Benny Hinn. And when Pastor Benny comes to town, no civic center is big enough.
God has just healed her.
Healed her of what, Pastor?
Polio.
This woman who said she had polio and would never walk again, she and her friends say she just climbed out of her wheelchair and walked.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle.
It's unbelievable.
Pastor Benny knows it's great TV, but does he care if these healings are genuine? Anybody could make up anything.
Someday somebody's going to do that. And what are you going to say then?
I don't know. I can't tell you now. It hasn't happened yet.
Oh, yes, it has. Remember that woman supposedly cured of polio? Pastor Benny knows it made for a great episode of his TV show. He knows it probably helped squeeze even bigger donations from his flock. But there's something he doesn't know.
That woman works for us. Woman doesn't have polio, never did.
Then why did she say she had?
We put her up there to see if he could tell her story was not true, to see if it would matter. to see if he would ever check. So, Benny, is it faith?
Somebody didn't get the memo that night. I guess God didn't get his memo down to Benny. Yeah.
Instead of Benny Hinn, it's Benny.
The messenger's like, don't crucify the messenger. Sorry, I was late.
So Benny Hinn, like, it's almost like he was punked because he believed in his own BS so much that he thought he healed her.
I guess so. I'm surprised I'm surprised he allowed somebody that wasn't already selected by him to be in the line, to actually, yeah. So
yeah, that seems like a misfire on his team right there, choosing people to come up and pull the scam with.
The backup story that I had for tonight, which I might use later on, is about a preacher whose wife meets and greets with people out in the auditorium before they come into the actual service. And she gets to know people that are like in wheelchairs and crutches and stuff like that, and gets like secret information, and then gets on a headset to her husband, the preacher, and tell them that God told you that somebody's here suffering from and he'll say that, and it's because she had just met with somebody out there and they have no idea that they're married. So to them, it just blows their mind. Yeah.
They're like, how could he possibly know that? There's no way that they have a telephone. That's incredible. Josh, let's move into Trax Wrestling.
Let's do it.
Speaking of Benny Hinn and performing works for the Lord, let's go into a whole nother business that also does works.
All right.
Josh, I don't know if you saw this. I sent you the clip. AEW Dynamite last week.
Oh,
John Moxley, formerly Dean Ambrose, versus Cope, formerly Edge in the WWE. There's not, I don't have any other way to say this or how to describe it. Edge suplexed Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, onto a spiked paddleboard, and one would think that the board was gimmicked, like it had rubber nails, like maybe capped nails. Maybe they weren't nails at all, but whatever. So you don't even realize it's real till they try to pull the board out of Moxley's back, and they go to a close-up, and the ref can't get the spiked board out of his back. The nails are stuck in his back.
You can see the skin like pulling. Oh, it's bad. Ugh.
I can't believe TNT showed that.
It's crazy. They're probably gonna get in trouble for that.
I mean, what the hell is the point of that though? Because do you think AEW's like that's a knee-jerk reaction to like, oh man, WWE just turned John Cena heel, all the eyes are on them, let's do something just crazy?
I don't know. WCW, whenever they were losing in the end, it's like every week on their Jumbotron, somebody would be getting thrown off of it, or thrown off the top of a triple cage, and every week they were trying to like do stuff like that. So maybe
what's the storytelling there though? Like, why is the
hardcore is the same thing, man? Why hardcore? Like, there's not any good reason, especially on the indie circuit. So many people did hardcore on the independent circuit, and people would call me a wimp because I wouldn't. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm getting paid like $70 to wrestle tonight, maybe, and 20 of that is gas money. Like, unless I sell some shirts, I'm not going out there and getting a $10,000 hospital bill for a $50 payday.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And Fleischman's doesn't pay for itself. You need to have at least $3 left over from your payday.
And I got to have $50 because I'm going to a meet and greet after I leave here. $25 for a case of real American beer. $50 if it's already signed ahead of time.
Yeah. So
I need that $50.
You got to prioritize and budget your payday when you're doing the independent circuit. My whole thing though was like, when you even have a hardcore match back in the day, it was like they would fight with stuff that was part of the ring or actually would be under the ring. Why is there a paddle of spikes under the AEW ring? Like, what's the point of this? Why was it there? It wasn't a hardcore match, I don't think.
I don't know. That's crazy. There's no explanation.
It was the most grisly thing I've ever seen. I mean, and some of these nails, you know how some nails are finished, they're shiny.
Yeah.
These were like galvanized nails.
Right.
These were the ones that looked like they were dipped in something and like parts of it were like leaking over the side, like almost like a porcupine quill. It's really bad.
It is bad.
You know what else is really bad? Just Hulk Hogan in general as a human being.
Well, I'm going to make people happy here in a second for sure.
Hulk Hogan, Josh just teased it about 9 times in this show already. Hulk Hogan was at a meet and greet for his real American beer /holics. Well, there's a couple things. First of all, he left one of his meet and greets early, okay?
Yep.
And he was supposed to meet 200 fans. I'm pretty sure I covered this. I might have covered this last episode.
Yeah, they got to like 180.
Yeah, he left early. So that's kind of like the tremor to the major earthquake that happened. Hogan had previously thrown a beer into the crowd, hit a girl in the head.
Yeah.
Hogan, Josh, you showed me the story. Hogan was booed in Europe at a Mark Henry concert.
Yeah, he was doing a DJing thing.
Yeah.
And they played Hogan's music, and he had to stop it quickly because the entire crowd started booing. But yeah,
American. He played Real American.
Yeah.
Hogan's entrance.
And everybody started booing, and he's like, I'm sorry. In the immortal words of the Iron Sheik, F Hulk Hogan. Which
he got booed. He got booed at the Netflix Raw premiere.
Yep.
They booed the living piss out of him.
They tried to, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was going to say, they tried to set up this thing, which we covered before, which you brought up. $9,500 would have got you a suite at WrestleMania where you could sit with the Hulkster himself and enjoy some real American beer. And $9,500, and they were going to give 2 seats away in a giveaway. Well, about 3 weeks after that, a report came out, and they had dropped it down to $6,500. And a week later, I was so happy to send this to Alex the other day. They are no longer available. There is no offer. There's no suite. There's no giveaway. If you go to the site, it says does not exist. It's over. Apparently, I heard, this is some of my fake news here. I heard they were actually offering to pay people $9,500 to sit with Hulkster in the suite. And as bad as things are, people were like, I don't need the money that bad. So, no, but seriously, they dropped it down $3,500 and then they dropped it completely. He is done, man. That is so embarrassing. So embarrassing.
Josh and I were talking off screen before we started recording today. Hogan, I'm so surprised that Hogan at this age of his life and at this point in his career is still trying to be in the public eye.
Yeah.
And it's like everything he's done, especially in the last month, because anything Hulk Hogan related is negative at this point. Any story that gets released is bad. He's done no attempt to repair his image.
No apologies.
No apologies. He's done nothing to do damage control. He's just trying to sell this beer and live off of his reputation from the 80s. And everything that has happened to him is deserved, and he's brought it on himself. And in doing so, all of his past demons have come back to light. And this is officially the death of Hulkamania.
It really is. I don't see how it comes back,
It won't. It won't.
Wrestling fans said, sorry, we're using our creative control card tonight. And that's not going to work for us, brother.
Wade Barrett was interviewed, and he actually had a quote. Hulk Hogan, I've got some bad news for ya. You're canceled, brother.
He's done. He is done. What you gonna do, Hulk Hogan, when smart Americans and UK fans and people and Hulkamaniacs all around the world get smart on you?
What you gonna do, brother, when every human being walking God's green earth gets sick of you? He's done. It's over.
Bye.
It's over.
I don't think we need to report anything else other than his lies, which I'm gonna do one lie at a time. But I mean, what else is there to say? He couldn't get $9,500, not even from a celebrity, not even from a celebrity that might agree with his politics. He couldn't get $6,500. it's got to be so embarrassing that they canceled it completely. You know, I'm sure he'll say it's because he has to go to a wedding or something, but no, they couldn't give them away, and it's over. So
I don't have any more kids, brother. They're both married, dude. Can't get out of this one, dude.
Oh, I got it, dude. I got to go single-handedly fix my buddy's leg in the hospital. Nasty boy. The doctors told me since I have a diploma from da-da-da medical school, you know, honorary, they said I could do the surgery myself because nobody there is experienced as I am. So
yeah, little known fact, dude. I'm actually a doctor, brother, but I'm a doctor of the leg dropology, dude. I administer pain in 50 cc's of that doesn't work for meitis.
but
Josh,
that's it for that guy, other than like a little lie thing each episode. I think we're done. Unless
I'm sure we are.
Unless something funnier happens, or he says something to sink himself lower, like when he said, dude, they were booing me, brother, because last time they saw me 30 years ago, brother, I was in the NWO and I was crotch chopping and a bad guy. That's why they booed me.
Do you think that do you think that he has, like, and I don't even want to make this a joke. This isn't a joke. This is a real question. Does he have like dementia or Alzheimer's? Does he really not remember his past?
No, I think he lies so much that it's just become part of him. I really do. I've known people like that. You know, they just every word out of their mouth is a lie, and they've told so many they can't even keep up with it. They just can't help themselves. It's an ego thing. It's a narcissist thing, and I think people just got tired of it. I really do.
Yeah,
and does he even realize how bad of a situation he's in, or has he convinced himself that, you know, everything's fine? He's got his crowds at these meet and greets.
I have one question before we move into Trax horror and spooky news, and this is a real question. They talk about how great of a businessman he was back in the day, and how he had an eye for business, and he was able to do all this stuff financially, business-wise, in wrestling. Is he stupid? Do you realize that, like, had he dropped the title to Piper or Macho Man or Perfect one time, and then had a storyline where he had to be the underdog and work hard to get it back, the fans would have loved him even more?
I know. He just had to be that number one guy out there. You know, I used to love watching the Hulkamania videotapes growing up. I can't stomach it now. You know, watching, like, I try, like, the WCW channel is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And I just watch it. And as much as I love the going back in time, I can see his what's the word I'm looking for? Not his exposure, his
thumbprint on everything.
Everything. And you know people that are being held down, the people that are getting spots and stuff, and his influence is what I was looking for.
Oh, he's a puppeteer behind the scenes. He was best friends. He's still best friends with Eric Bischoff, and Bischoff wrote the show.
I like Eric Bischoff, but he needs to quit defending Hogan so much.
He's not going to do that.
It's making you look bad, brother. There comes a point where you have to do what's best for your friends and say, hey, you've got a problem, brother, dude.
This is not a good look anymore. Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan is a human being, and he's not perfect, obviously. I think one of the least endearing parts of his personality, especially now, is his refusal to accept that he's made a mistake. It's like he refuses to take accountability for anything. It's always somebody else's fault.
No responsibility, no integrity, no nothing. So I really hope that we're closing the book for a while on him, other than like the lie thing, which is just kind of for fun. But it's because it's really sad. The guy was my childhood hero. I met him in 2004, and up until about a year ago, that was one of like the greatest days of my life.
Yeah.
And I still love Jimmy Hart. That guy will be his friend till the day he dies, but Jimmy Hart is a class act. And, it's sad that he's getting pulled down too because of this. But
making his own decisions. He's an adult.
He is 80. He is a grown man that's making. He's sticking around. But
he's making his own bed. He can lie in it, I guess. let's get into Slash Trax horror and spooky news. And we got some bad news, Josh.
All right, let's do it.
I got some bad news for
Saw?
you.
Is it Saw?
Saw 11 has reportedly been canceled, Josh.
Yes, not true, because I've got some good news for you.
Okay.
Last night, they tweeted, or X'd, or whatever the heck you want to call it, and it was Billy the Puppet. That they actually made a video with Billy letting us know that it's not game over. So they've got something going on. It may just be postponed, but they saw all the stuff about it being canceled and series is over.
Yeah.
And they released something pretty quickly with Billy the Puppet on the tricycle, letting everybody know it's not game over. So there's something in the works. Something's going on there.
Okay. Well, I had seen that. I had also seen something. I wasn't sure. I wasn't going to bring it up. I had heard that Fleischmann's vodka and Real American Beer were going to try to step in and save Saw 11.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. They might do that. Yep. I mean, they do have sawdust in their products. So
do you want to play a game, brother?
Brother, dude, I got creative control over it, though.
If I want you to die, dude, I don't care if you get out of this trap. Death is going over, dude.
I'm going to power slam you, dude. Well, we cracked the book back open just for a second.
Hulk Hogan is the main star of Saw 11.
You'll have to cut your foot off, dude. And he's all, and the camera pans back to him, and he's already got the cuff off and everything, the chain off. No, he didn't have to cut any. How did you do that? Creative control, brother, dude.
No way I was dying in this, dude. Hey, Linda Cardellini, Josh, has officially signed on to portray Mrs. Voorhees in the Peacock original series Crystal Lake. What's your thought?
Not interested. Not interested in the show.
What?
I think it's one of those things nobody asked for, and when it comes out, nobody's going to enjoy. And maybe if it turns out being really good, I'll like play this footage and say, I was wrong, I'm sorry. But no, I mean, it's a prequel to the most boring of the Friday the 13th movies on a rewatch. Friday the 13th one is amazing the first time you see it, and it is worth revisiting for the kills, the special effects, but the story, once you've seen the movie once, it's kind of boring, and they're going to do a prequel. No, people want Jason. Exactly. That's what people want. They want Jason. They don't want young Pamela and Jason, her killing people in 1950s or whatever. They want Jason. They want the hockey mask. They want all that. I can't believe Horror Inc. or whoever owns the rights to the Friday the 13th part thinks this is a good idea. They're going to end up losing money, and it's going to be even longer before we get something that would be better than that because they're wasting time and money on that. I hope the people that own the Jason part are, because I heard they're working on video games, movies, and all kinds of stuff. So that's what people want. They might get a season 2, just, out of the gate or something because it has like a strong first episode or second episode. But I think people are going to lose interest pretty quick when there's no Jason. And it's like if Bates Motel wasn't about Norman Bates, but if it was about Norma Bates, before Norman was even born.
Yeah.
Nobody would watch that. I don't get it.
They're trying to like grab at straws because Victor Miller and Sean Cunningham can't come to a financial agreement on the intellectual property of Friday the 13th and Jason Voorhees. It's just all around bad for the fans. Will I watch it? I'll probably check it out.
Yeah.
I don't have super high hopes. What I am excited for, though, is, Linda Cardellini played Velma in Scooby-Doo. And this is a major opportunity to actually have Mystery Inc. at Crystal Lake.
I love the Robot Chicken episode.
Yeah, that's what I'm referencing.
Yep.
Let's go to Slash. We got a new, Slash Trax Musical Minute is our second show sponsor. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this sponsor. And holler if you hear me.
I've got this song that I holler to, and it is entitled "Somebody Loves Me." And it goes like this.
I can't do it.
You're from the South, Josh. You ever hear anybody hollering?
Yeah, all the time, but it's usually like racist stuff and everything, and I kind of just drown it out.
Wow. No, hollering like singing, not hollering
Oh, no,
like
no.
off their back porch.
Well, yeah, it's like, when a neighbor needs to borrow some sugar, it's like, and I'm like, oh, Petey wants some sugar. Honey, I'll be right back. Pete's hollering for some sugar. Go out there and all of a sudden, it's like, Jedediah up the road there. Whoa, dude. You shouldn't tell everybody that. Oh my God. Can you believe he said that? That's horrible. Man.
I don't speak hollering, but I do
Oh.
speak Pig Latin. Okay. When I was a little kid, my mom would speak Pig Latin if she didn't want me to understand what she was talking about. And if she wanted to write something and she didn't want me to read the note, Josh, she'd write in cursive.
Hat tays stay. No, I'm just kidding. That's not stupid. I'm sorry.
SJ, Osj. Josh, we're going to end the show with one headline.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Thief who swallowed $770,000 worth of Tiffany earrings expelled them over 12 days later. That's the headline. Let me break it down for you. This happened. What state did this happen in, Josh? Take a guess.
Florida.
Absolutely. You are correct. The Orlando, Florida Police Department announced the successful recovery of the jewelry from suspect Jathan Gilder in a Facebook post. Detectives monitored Gilder for more than 12 days at the hospital before they were able to match the serial numbers from the expelled jewelry with the items that were stolen from Tiffany's company. Josh, what are your thoughts on the cops having to monitor this man's bowel movements for 12 days?
They tried to put in a complaint to HR, and HR's like, hey, you knew what you were signing up for when you became a cop in Florida. Sorry. This is part of it,
What job is worse, monitoring this guy's BMs or being the forensic pathologist that has to match up the serial numbers on the stolen jewelry to the jewelry that was expelled from this guy's tummy?
I can tell you what a worse job is. Either the event coordinator or the what do you call the people that like look out for your image whenever you're famous? What are they called?
Like a PR rep,
Hogan's PR rep would be a worse job, but still, this is really bad.
Consultant or something.
What's that?
An image consultant.
Yeah, that would be a horrible job to have compared to watching somebody poop. But keep an eye on them while they poop out earrings. But I'm sure there's people in Florida going, that's old news, man. I've seen that before.
Yeah, that's no big deal at all.
We throw alligators in the Wendy's drive-through windows down here, man.
They got everything in Florida. Casey Anthony's from Florida. I was gonna say, the one thing I was gonna say though, like after 12 days of being in the hospital, this guy's gonna have a gigantic bill. So it's like he's gonna have to go rob another Tiffany's just to pay the bill for being in the hospital for 12 days.
Yep.
Like
he's like, if you think this is bad, wait till you see my kidney stones. Big diamonds.
There was another story I read recently. It's kind of similar to this. There was this guy back in the 80s or the 70s who his stomach acid is able to dissolve metal.
Oh wow.
And he ate an entire plane within the span of like 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
And he ate it piece by piece. This is a real story, okay? Why on earth? Oh, the doctor's like, you have incredible stomach acid, sir. Why is the first thing you go to? I'm going to try to eat this plane. Like, what the hell? What is that?
He did something bad on that plane, and he was trying to destroy the evidence. That's all I can think. It had to be Florida. Had to be Florida.
How do you swallow? I mean, why would you want to eat a plane though? Like what compulsion is that? You know, like
I want to see the little black box because I seriously doubt that shouldn't have dissolved.
Does he okay, if he can dissolve metal plane parts when he goes to the bathroom, does he go to the bathroom? Does he just shit air? I mean, because all of the stuff he digests just disappears. I mean, what? It's
right?
A rape from existence.
Were there passengers on the plane when he ate it?
What happens? Okay, if he goes to the bathroom and he's eating a plane, if there is waste, does he flush the metal parts down a toilet?
It's like, oh my God, that's a lot of metal Hogan in the toilet.
You got to take a look at the size of the Hogan this man took, brother.
He dropped a Hulkamaniac right there.
Oh no, not another. Hogan drops Hulkamaniacs daily with his stupid behavior.
He drops them left and right.
Yeah, Hogan is hemorrhaging Hulkamaniacs at this point. Josh, let's have a bottle of Fleischmann's and let's end the show.
All right. Thank you all so much for watching. You've seen the information on the screen. If you want to support the channel, it's also in the description below. We really appreciate any support. Patreon, Cameo, PayPal, Cash App. Rob a bank for us. Steal some earrings and digest them.
Fleischmann bottles, airplanes we can eat. Anything.
Yeah. Yep. No, I don't want the real American pee. We'll take some warrior fuel though, and thank you so much for watching. Be excellent to each other. Remember, the sun never sets on those who ride into it. And if life tries to put something over on you, say, that's not going to work for me, brother. Say goodnight, Alex.
Good night, Alex. Mahalo, dogs. I'm ready for a Fleischmann's, dude.
Let's get funky. Alex.
He's fat! Yep. Josh and Alex got the groove. Fun facts making the headlines move. Sports and horror keep it tight. Warrior fuel for the fight. Pro wrestling on the screen. Spin the facts like a dream. Headlines rocking day and night. Trax team out of sight. Jumpin' Jeff says, yep, alright. Tony laughs with pure delight. Trax action, news and gear. Every story crystal clear. Tune in for your daily dose. Josh and Alex coming close. From pro sports to ghastly scenes, they're the newscast kings and queens.